Many parents ask us, do I look for coding or robotics program for my child? What is the difference between them? Now our answer to that is very simple. These two are actually the same under the umbrella of computer science and ICT. Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Ho. I'm the founder and CEO of Graphite Academy, and we are a coding school for kids. So we started the company because we realized there was a disconnect with what the parents wanted versus what the industry was providing.
Hi, my name is Mena. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Graphite Academy. At Graphite Academy, our mission is to provide students with quality coding education to prepare them for their tertiary education in computer science. Learning from us should provide students with a head start in their computer science education.
To date, Graphite Academy has taught over 120 schools in Singapore, both primary and secondary school, on the topic of coding, programming and robotics. And because of that, we have impacted over 10,000 students in Singapore. What a coding school does is we introduce students to many concepts that are very relevant to our daily lives. Things such as app development, web development, robotics, hardware, AI, AR and VR are all prevalent in our daily lives, but most of us don't know how these things work, how these things function.
Coding is a compulsory enrichment subject in MOE schools starting from primary 4. This is important when students move on to tertiary education, as it is a mandatory module for many diploma and degree programs.
Our students also learn skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and even learn how to appreciate the mathematics they've learned in school and apply them in real and relevant concepts.
The intention is just to give him the exposure, and if possible, if he really likes it, is to support him all the way until P6.
Our students have also won awards from competitions such as First Lego League, National Primary Games Creation Competition, National Robotics Competition, and many other competitions as well. And the most recent one was the Coding Olympics 2022, in which we organized it with Science Centre, and our student actually achieved second place out of 800 students in the entire Singapore. We are also a member of the Computer Science Teachers Association of Singapore, which is actually recognized by multiple industry tech titans. Companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, even Rolls-Royce recognize this as the gold standard of children's education for computer science.
Flying Cape is Singapore's largest online booking and advisory platform for tuition and enrichment classes for children. On the platform, parents can first discover your child's strengths, interests, and learning profiles through validated assessments that we offer. For children 6 to 12 years old, our gamified assessment allows your child to try out a series of challenges while navigating through 8 different islands, each representing a different intelligence. While your child is having fun, parents receive a diagnostic report that provides insights into their unique competencies and learning styles. Based on your child's unique learning profiles, we offer personalized recommendations that help parents customize the best education programs and classes. We also have a best price guarantee promise to ensure that you will always get the best prices with us. Choose from the widest range of education options on the platform, such as trial classes, workshops, holiday programs, learning kits, and more. Earn reward points when you make a booking through us and redeem vouchers and gifts. Always on the lookout for the best education deal? Join our group buy under Edu Hunt, which allows you to snag the best savings on workshops or classes that you're interested in. Simply place a reservation for the class that you are interested in and help spread the word during the time sale period. The more people joining in, the greater the price savings for everyone. Join our community of happy learners now. Check us out at www.flyingcape.com.sg.
Is your child ready to take their coding skills to the next level? Introducing Elite Coder, the groundbreaking certification program brought to you by Singapore Science Centre Global and Mango's Teams in partnership with Flying Cape. The program is designed to map a student's mastery of coding at 3 different levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Here's why your child should sign up. Elite Coder enhances their coding portfolio, giving them a distinct advantage. Elite Coder evaluates your child's competencies based on the CSTA K-12 Computer Science Standards. Upon completing each assessment level, students will receive a scorecard indicating their level of proficiency. They will also receive an e-certification by Singapore Science Centre Global, recognizing their achievement. But how do students prepare for the assessment? Our authorized training partners will ensure that students receive the best guidance. In the training workshops, Our experienced trainers will cover elite coder requirements and expectations at each level. They will deep dive into the syllabus and guide students through code writing lessons aiming at solving real-world challenges. So, what are you waiting for? Give your child the opportunity to excel in coding. Find out more at elitecoder.flyingcape.com.sg.
Very careful. There's a python around here. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Uh-oh! You're tickling me! Python is the name for a coding language, and it's not as scary as it looks. It's perfect for kids. It looks pretty, doesn't it? That's because Python is really good for code readability. That means that it's easy to look at and understand. Behind all that simple stuff are some neat mechanics, like libraries and functions. A function is like a block of code. That means it's only used when it's asked to do something. Imagine a machine that uses functions to make smoothies. The function for peeling the bananas only works when it's time to peel a banana. And that's the same for the other part. Banana. But that's not all it can do. It includes tools for data analysis, machine learning, and software development. That's why lots of your favorite apps use Python. It's a great way to learn coding, especially with me. But it's also used in devices and jobs and amazing careers. Who knows where Python will take you? If you want to go on a Python journey with me, then check out CodeMonkey Python coding courses to start learning now. Please like this video, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. See you soon!
Hi, good afternoon. Welcome back, everybody. It's 4 o'clock, so let us start our stream, right? Or start our class for today. Now, today is day 3. As I said yesterday, today's will be more challenging, and we only have like 15 challenges left. But before we start with the challenges, let me run through the basics with you again. Run the housekeeping, sorry. Okay. So day 3, we'll be doing 61 to 75. So again, you should be able to hear me. If you can't, please type it out, then or find some way to fix it. Right? Again, follow my instructions. Questions again can be raised in the chat room. I will be reading the chat. So if you have any questions, just ask. Right? Okay. Again, it's a hands-on session, so I'll give you time to do your challenges. And again, if you cannot do it, just type out in the chat. After the given period of time, I will come in and help you all. Right? Okay. So we'll be finishing up with the coding challenge today. Now, what I need you all to do, right, to remember is that today is day 3. So we'll learn up to 75. Now, there will be those of you who have finished 75. What you can do is actually do the mini challenges if it's available to you, right? Okay, so I'll cover this again tomorrow, but when you log in for your competition, please check your timings and log in according to the time there, according to the time that you're given, right? Remember, the competition takes 1 hour. So, and the very last minute you can log in is at 5 o'clock, but try not to log in at 5. Try to log in before 5, right? Because 5 is the closing time. Can? Okay, so I'll cover more of this tomorrow, and you'll see in your handbook as well. So try to fit the timing. If your username is shown here, try to match the timing that you have, and try to log in at that time to do your competition, right? Okay, so that is it for this. Now, without further ado, let us go to CodeMonkey, and I will show you all how to do 61, right? Okay, right now you're looking at CodeMonkey, which is challenge 61. Okay, now, before we start coding, I have to tell you this principle. I have to remind you of what you have done the previous few days. The first day we did what? We did objects, right? We did turn to, and step, and we did object. So everything on the screen is an object, as you can see here. Every one of these is an object, right? So for day 2, what we did was variables and loops. Now, loops and variables. Okay, so variables only store one value, right? It's a box or a bag or container that can store anything you want, but it can only store one value. Then we learn about loops. The first loop you learn is a times loop, or repeat loop. So you can ask your monkey to repeat a certain action a few times or as many times as you want it. Then after that, we went into arrays. Arrays is like a variable, but it has many values. So for example, what we have here are bananas. The bananas will be an array. And if I click on a banana, you can see that there's a number next to the banana, right? That is an index. That is to indicate how many bananas there are or what number the banana is. Now, when you do indexing, index always starts from 0. It doesn't start from 1. So if you have for example, you have 3 bananas, your banana will start with banana 0, right? So it should be one of these. Yeah, as you can see here, banana 0, right? So if I press here, cannot change this. Okay, so if I press this banana 0, you can see banana 0, right? So every array is individual, but they're all in an array, right? Okay, so for today, 61 to 75, we'll be doing a for loop. That means FOR. So you'll be using an alphabet or number, preferably an alphabet, in the object that you want to represent, like short form, right? So for example, I want B to represent bananas. So I just put B. I can even use A to represent bananas, but it might get confusing. So it's better to use whatever first letters you have, first letter of the words you have, right? Actually, you can use any alphabet or any numbers to represent your array, but again, it's better to represent to use something that you can debug with, easier for you to debug, right? So easier for you use an alphabet to represent it, alphabet from the array to represent it, right? So it's easier to debug. So for this, so we'll be using B to represent bananas, the whole bananas word, right? So for this, if I turn to B, that means he'll turn to the bananas. So which banana will it turn to first? Because we're using an array here, and like I showed you earlier, there's banana 0, banana 3, banana 4. So it'll go in sequence. That means it'll go for first one, which is banana 0. Then it'll go to banana 1, which is here. Then it'll go to banana 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will not go in a circle, but it'll go in sequence to the number to the arrays. Right. So for this, what you need to do is just press, it'll run, show you, and you'll see that the B here, which is used to represent banana, is very prominent, and it'll go banana 0 to 5. So we'll run through the 6 bananas, right? So for this, we'll move on to the next challenge. This is just a warm up. The next challenge is this. So you have to make the monkey go through all the bananas, right? So for this, what we need to do is just ask it to move. Remember, it's a loop, so it must have 4 indents, or it must have this indent here. If not, it doesn't work. If it's here, then your code doesn't work, right? So 4 is a loop by itself. You must have the indent, right? Any questions for this? Or am I going too fast? Okay, so if you don't have any questions for this, take 10 minutes and try to run through from 61 to 66 or 67, right? If you need help, I will come back and help you all. Okay, this was from yesterday, so 60, right? Right, okay, I'll run through 54 first. Because this was from yesterday, so let me change my screen. 54, right? Okay, 54 is this. You're asking you to turn to the bushes, right? So we're asking you to turn to here first, which is the first index or first number of the index for the bushes. After that, we need it to turn to the second bush. So we need to do this. Then after that, we need to ask it to step distance to the bush, right? So remember, this bush and this bush is different because the numbers are different. This is 0, so it's the first one. This is 1, so the number is 1, so it's the second one, right? So if I run it, it'll step to the bush and then it'll go to the banana, right? So this is 54. Which other ones do you need help with? 60? Okay, I'll go to 60 first. Take the time to run through 62 later. You try it by yourself first, then I'll run through with you, right? Because just 60 was yesterday's. So let me finish yesterday's one. Okay, so number 60. Okay, so 60, you're supposed to ask the beavers to move here. Let the monkey come down, come here, then I make the beavers come here and the monkey go up. So the solution's like that, right? So you're asking the beavers to step 3 steps here. Then after that, your monkey will step to the banana, which is this one, right? Banana 0. After that, it'll turn to banana 1 and it'll move to banana 1. So you'll get the banana from here. Once this is done, stop with the monkey. The beavers will move forward here. And then it'll form a bridge for the monkey to go through it. Right? So this is how it looks like. Okay, so all this is about sequencing. Means you have to do it step by step. And you have to understand which step comes first. So sometimes there's a lot of trial and error, right? So again, the beavers must move to this location, which forms a bridge for the monkey. The monkey will take this banana. After that, it'll face the second banana and it'll move to the banana. Once it's done, the beavers will move and form a second bridge here. The monkey will turn to the banana and then it'll move forward. Right? Any issues with this? 52, you try first. I will do with you. I'll run through with you later. Okay, 57. Okay, 57 is the same thing. What you need to do is ask the beavers to move. So beaver 0 and 1 is already given to you. So 0 and 1. So now you need to find out how much beaver number 2 must move. So if I'm not wrong, it'll be 12, right? Because it's 4 and 4. It's an increment of 4. So what I do here is beavers step 12, right? After that, I run it, and the beavers will form a bridge for my monkey to get the banana. Okay. So again, if you look at it like that, the first two given is 4 and 8. So you can presume that the third beaver has to move 12. But if you don't want to presume, then you just measure it. Okay. Measure from somewhere here. It'll say 14, but then just keep it at 12. Can? It's 57. Okay. There are no more issues. Please take 10 minutes to cover from 61 to 66. Right, I'll see you in 10 minutes. Then I'll run through what's 66 with you. And then we'll go on to 75. Right? Okay, I'll see you all in 10 minutes time.
heard about this thing called AI? It's everywhere now. But what exactly is AI? It's our new friend! Hello, Owl!
Hiya, Monkey! Great somersault.
Thanks! Say, I was just telling my friends about AI.
You mean artificial intelligence? That's when a computer learns like you or me.
We use it when we're trying to do amazing things, like pulling off the best somersault of all time.
That's right. The AI we're using at the moment is for pose detection.
That's right. When we program things, we're telling the computer how to do simple things, like climbing a tree.
But if you want to do something really complicated, then we need help from a computer that can learn.
AI helps us do really amazing things, like shopping assistance, organizing data, training employees, and even household chores. You can try out the same AI course on the CodeMonkey website and see for yourself how the computer teaches itself.
The computer learns by doing puzzles, just like us.
But that also means that, just like us, AI can sometimes make mistakes. Blow! I think our AI has a bit more studying to do.
Good thing I know where we can do that. On the CodeMonkey website, where there's a game to learn about AI.
Great idea! We'll practice there. But next time, you wear the helmet. Please like this video, share. Oh, hi. Are you wondering what I'm doing? I'll show you. This is quite neat, isn't it? And I made it myself. And you can do it too with coding. What's coding? Well, have you ever wondered how computers do the things they do? Like play movies or show pictures or make music? How does it know what to do? That's what I wanted to know too. Computers know what to do because of coding. Think of it like a recipe book for when you want to make your favorite food. When the computer is turned on, it needs instructions. And when you ask it to do something, like use Netflix or YouTube or anything, it's like giving it a recipe for how to do it. But instead of ingredients and cooking, it uses something called a programming language. To us, a page of code looks like a page with numbers. But to a computer, it's in a language it can understand. And there are different computer languages in the same way that there are different human languages. We have English, and French, and German, and they have things called C++ or Python or Java. So if you can understand English, you can follow a cooking recipe written in English. But if you don't understand French, then you won't know what to do with the French recipe. Anyone can learn to program, and some languages are easier than others. If you work hard at it, you can get a computer to do whatever you want. That's how they make video games. That's how they make computer programs like drawing software. And it's even how they make websites like YouTube and TikTok. Nowadays, almost everything uses a computer in one way or another. Can you think of how many things in your house use a computer? Smartphones and devices are little computers. TVs also have computers in them now. Even things like microwaves and calculators have teeny tiny computers on them. So how do we get all these computers to work together if they use different languages and do different things? It's kind of like human languages. All the different languages in the world might have different words and sounds, and even a different alphabet. But they all have a few things in common. They all use letters to make words, and the words go together to make sentences. And sometimes, even if we don't know exactly what someone is saying, we can understand what they mean by how they say it. It's a bit like that for computers. It's always better to speak to a computer in its own language. Speaking to it in a different language might lead to mistakes. So maybe you have your own idea for an app, or video game, or computer program, or maybe Something so futuristic and advanced that only you can think of it. Well, you can make it happen. There are lots of smaller, easy computer languages to learn to help you understand the basics of coding. And once you master the basics, you can move on to more sophisticated and challenging languages to really make things take off. When you finish a program, please let me know. You can tell me about it in the comments. Also, please like this video to
Oh, hi. Okay, hi. Welcome back. Sorry, I think I pressed the wrong thing, but it's fine. Okay, so we'll start with I've got a lot of messages, so we'll start with 62, right? Because it's pinned here. So, right, give me a minute. Let me set it up again. Okay, here we go. Right. I saw there was a 5 to 8, but I don't see it now, so I'll go to 62. Okay, so 62 is this, right? So your objects, the most common objects you have are the bananas, right? So the first line is already given to you. So we are using the for loop, which uses B to represent the bananas. So right now we'll turn to B, and once we turn to B, the monkey will keep facing B, so it'll face the first banana. So what we must do is to ask the monkey to step to the banana, right? So it must still be under the for loop though. It cannot be outside the for loop, because if it's outside the for loop, which is here, if you put this here, right? If you put it like that, it only step one time. So I'll show you. Okay, it won't even step, sorry. Okay, so remember, you must put it under the for loop, which is here. Let me refresh this, sorry. Okay, never mind. Okay, so our answer is step distance to B, because we're using B to represent bananas. So we'll be asking the monkey to step distance to the bananas, right? So this is how you run it. And after the first banana is taken up, it'll automatically turn to the next one and move to the next one. until there are no more bananas, right? So this number 62. Again, what you need to do, since the for loop is already given to you, which is B in bananas, you just need to turn to B, and you need to ask it to step distance. And remember, if it's a for loop, it must be under the loop, so it must be indented here. If it's not indented, then like I showed you earlier, it won't work, right? Okay, next one is 63, if I'm not wrong. Yep, I saw that. All right. So let me run this. Let me finish the challenge with this. Then okay, so for this, we're gonna use bananas as well. You can see the hint. Now, please be careful when you click. If you do the clicking, please be careful because if you click on the banana, you'll see that it'll show up as an array or it'll show up as bananas. So what you want is this, not the one with the index, right? You want the arrays alone, not the one with the index. So for B in bananas, and please make sure the spelling is correct. If it says banana here, your spelling here must be banana, cannot have an S. If there's bananas here and banana here, if the two arrays don't match, they won't work, right? Okay, so for B in bananas, what must I ask the turtle to do? I'll ask the turtle to move to the banana, then turn and face the other banana. So first thing I ask it to do is you still must use the object. If you use step, it won't work as well. You must indicate which object. So by default, the object is the monkey. So using step, automatically it will give me monkey, right? Right now, I want a turtle. So I need to use turtle. Oh, sorry, I pressed the monkey, right? Right now I want a turtle, so must press the turtle. And I want it to step distance to the banana. So step distance to B. Because again, we're using B to represent bananas, right? So after that, it'll take the first one, which is this one, I think, index 0. Then we'll ask it to turn to bananas, right? And it'll repeat itself. So let's try this. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put turtle, right? Right, here you go. Okay, as you can see, there's an error here. So what's the error? The error is the sequencing. So for this, I should have placed turtle turn to banana first, or turn to B first, right? I should have used this. I should have used this code first to make it turn to the banana, right? Then it'll go to the first one, and then it'll go to the second one. So when you're coding and you happen to have issues like that, just change the sequence, right? Because in coding, sequencing is very important, right? So as you can see, now it works. So if I put step 2, then turn, it will not work. But if I put turn 2, then step, then it will work, right? So next one is sorry. Next one is 64. All right. Okay. Okay, so when I say hi, right, again, the rats will run away. But then you need to make a for loop. So your hi cannot be inside a for loop, so your hi must be here, right? So right now, my next one will be for B in bananas. Again, check the array to see whether it's bananas or not, right? So it's bananas. Okay, so once the rats release the bananas, what must I do? I must face the bananas first, right? So turn to banana. After that, I'll ask it to move to the bananas, and I don't have to calculate the. I'm not going to calculate the distance because the distance varies depending on where the rat stops. So I'm going to use the default, or at least the calculated one, which is step distance 2. Right? I still need to indicate which one. So like that. Hi. So it automatically, again, if you realize it doesn't go for the nearest one, it'll go for index 0 first. And then it'll go for index 1, 2, 3, right? So it's in sequence. Okay. So if I put step distance 2 in front of turn 2, it will not work, right? If I put say hi below my 4, it doesn't work as well. Can? Okay. This is 64. Next one will be 65. I saw someone asking for 65 early on. Okay, let me do 60. No, 65, right? Oh, sorry. The chat is a bit slow. Okay. Okay, never mind. I'll do 65 first. 65. Okay. 65 and 66. Okay, so for 65, you need to ask the monkey to move across the bridge first. After that, you'll use your for loop. So for this, I need to measure the distance between the monkey and the bridge. And hello, frog. Okay, so to cross the bridge, I need 10 steps. So I'll ask the monkey to step 10 first. Okay, now, once the monkey has crossed the river or crossed the bridge, then I'll use my for loops. So again, for B in banana, bananas or bananas? Okay, bananas. Okay. For B in bananas. So do I face it? Do I face the bananas first or do I step to it first? So the correct one will be step 2 first, turn 2 first, sorry. Right? After that, I will step to it because I need to face it first before I need it to go to the first one, which is index 0. Right? Then it'll go, if you can see here, it'll go 0, 1, 2, 3. It'll go in sequence by itself. Right? So this is 65. Not too difficult. A bit challenging though, right? Because you cannot, because you have been doing the for loops for so long, you do not remember that you have to cross the bridge without using the for loop. This happens to me as well. Okay. So next one will be 66. Okay, 66. The reason why I asked you to stop at 66 is for those who are not familiar with this, you can use the for loops to control other objects as well. Rather than indicating which object you want it to go to, you can control the other objects, which is here. So these turtles are arrays as well, right? As you can see, there's index 1, 0 to 2. So this we are using a variable now. So x equals 10. So that means if I use x, it'll step 10 steps. Is it correct? It's not, because if you use the ruler to measure, it's about 20. So I'll change the x to 20, right? Now, once this is done, I'm using t to represent the turtle. So t dot step, actually, if you want, it's turtles dot step. But since I'm already using t, I already have a for loop here. So I'll use t to represent the turtles. So I'll test this first. So the turtles will move. First one will move, second one will move, third one will move. After that, I'll get the monkey to move. Now, do I put the monkey in the for loop or do I not put the monkey in the for loop? Anyone? No? Okay, the monkey does not go in the for loop because the monkey is just walking straight. So for this, I will go step 23. Because I measured earlier, the distance from the monkey to the banana is 23 steps. Okay, so this is number 66. Right? Okay, so once you're here, once you have reached 66, now they're asking you to, oh, there should be 68, sorry. Okay, 67. You're looking for the most common thing that you need to return to, right? So what you need to return to is always the raft. So the monkey must go to the raft, take the banana, come back to the raft, and go get the other bananas, right? So for B in bananas, turn to raft. And then you have step distance to raft because you need the monkey to walk to the raft first. After that, it'll go to the bananas, come back, and repeat 4 times until the bananas are taken up, right? So this is all in a for loop. So this is how it runs. Okay, this is 67. Now, if you haven't finished 67, please try again. Please continue until 75. Now, 75 is the one that will give you a lot of problems because 75 is, if you read my chat earlier on, it's a nested loop. That means it's a loop within a loop. So there are 2 for loops, and the for loop is within a loop. Now, if you have finished 75, please do the mini challenges, right? Please do mini challenges so that you can familiarize with yourself. You can challenge yourself. You can familiarize with it. Okay, so from now, finish 67. So for the next 10 minutes, do 67 to 75, right? I know you're asking, a lot of you asking for help for 75. So I will help you out for 75 again, right? 63. Okay, I'll show you 63, Jasmine. Okay, so what this one does again is to tell you that you can click on the bananas or the banana tool. So what you want to do is click on the bananas, right? After that, once you have B for bananas, you need to ask the turtle to step to it, to step to the bananas, or to face the bananas first, right? So the correct sequence is to face the bananas first. So you got to ask the turtle, turn to B, which is bananas, right? So this whole thing is bananas, or B stands for bananas, all right? Now you need to ask the turtle to step to the bananas, so step distance to B, and here, okay? So it'll always face the first banana first, anywhere on the screen. If it's in a corner here, it'll face to that banana first. And always pick it up first because indexing makes it do that first. Right? Okay. Go and try first from 68. Okay. 68 is not a loop in. I'll show you 68 again. It's 75 that's a loop within a loop. Right? So 75 is a nested loop. 68, right? Sorry. Okay, 68 is confusing or challenging. You must find the most common object. And the most common object here is the islands. Okay, so what you need to do is make a for loop for the islands. Right, so for I in islands, is it islands? Okay, islands, right? Then I because I want the monkey to navigate using the islands. So every time it moves, it must before it moves, it must face the new island. Then it'll step to it. So what I need to do is turn to island. Then next is step distance to island. Is this correct? Okay, so this is how you do it. the monkey, you must make a for loop for the islands. So the monkey must face the islands before it moves. Then every time after it moves, it'll face a new island. Then it'll keep moving automatic, but it's actually following the islands, right? Right. 69, you'll try yourself first. You'll try from 68, try up to 75, right? And make sure you use turn to object. Ken? All right, take 10 minutes. I see you're asking help for 70, but give the rest a chance. So take 10 minutes from 67 to 75. I will come back and help you in 10 minutes. Okay, 62 cannot. Okay, wait. Okay, that's 62 for you. Wait. Okay, 62 is just basically it's already given, half the code is given to you. So it's already, the for loop is already created, which is for B in bananas. So you turn to face the bananas, right? Now you need to ask it to move. So what you need to do is just step distance to the bananas. Now, bananas is represented by B, so you just press B here. And then once you run it, you automatically take up the bananas one by one. Okay, in sequence actually, following the index, which is the number behind. Ken? Right, so yeah, I'll come back and help you for 70 plus. Right, so for those who haven't done it, 68 to 75, please try yourself, take 10 minutes. Then I'll come back and help you off with it. Right, I'll see you all later. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Oh, hi. Are you wondering what I'm doing? I'll show you. This is quite neat, isn't it? And I made it myself. And you can do it too with coding. What's coding? Well, have you ever wondered how computers do the things they do? Like play movies or show pictures or make music? How does it know what to do? That's what I wanted to know too. Computers know what to do because of coding. Think of it like a recipe book for when you want to make your favorite food. When the computer is turned on, it needs instructions. And when you ask it to do something, like use Netflix or YouTube or anything, it's like giving it a recipe for how to do it. But instead of ingredients and cooking, it uses something called a programming language. To us, a page of code looks like a page with numbers. But to a computer, it's in a language it can understand. And there are different computer languages in the same way that there are different human languages. We have English, and French, and German, and they have things called C++ or Python or Java. So if you can understand English, you can follow a cooking recipe written in English. But if you don't understand French, then you won't know what to do with the French recipe. Anyone can learn to program, and some languages are easier than others. If you work hard at it, you can get a computer to do whatever you want. That's how they make video games. That's how they make computer programs like drawing software. And it's even how they make websites like YouTube and TikTok. Nowadays, almost everything uses a computer in one way or another. Can you think of how many things in your house use a computer? Smartphones and devices are little computers. TVs also have computers in them now. Even things like microwaves and calculators have teeny tiny computers on them. So how do we get all these computers to work together if they use different languages and do different things? It's kind of like human languages. All the different languages in the world might have different words and sounds, and even a different alphabet. But they all have a few things in common. They all use letters to make words, and the words go together to make sentences. And sometimes, even if we don't know exactly what someone is saying, we can understand what they mean by how they say it. It's a bit like that for computers. It's always better to speak to a computer in its own language. Speaking to it in a different language might lead to mistakes. So maybe you have your own idea for an app, or video game, or computer program, or maybe something so futuristic and advanced that only you can think of it. Well, you can make it happen. There are lots of smaller, easy computer languages to learn to help you understand the basics of coding. And once you master the basics, you can move on to more sophisticated and challenging languages to really make things take off. When you finish a program, please let me know. You can tell me about it in the comments. Also, please like this video to
All right. Hi, welcome back. Okay. I've seen a lot of screaming for help. So let's start with 69, right? So let me set this up. Yes, I saw your screen for help, so I will help you. Right. Let's go to number 69. There was a 67 before the break. So I will go to 67 first, then we'll go to the further ones. Right. So for number 67, you need to identify the most common thing you need to use. So for here, the most common thing that you need is the raft, because the monkey needs to go to the raft, and from the raft, the monkey will branch out to the bananas, right? So for here, for B in bananas, you need to turn to raft first. After that, you need to ask it to step distance to the raft, right? Don't step distance to B yet, because if you step distance to B, he'll just go for the banana and he'll drop into the water. Okay, so you need to do this. And then you need to turn to B, which is bananas. And then you need to step distance to banana. Okay. So once you run it, it'll use B, or you'll use the raft as the center or the returning point, right? So for those of you who play games, who plays Counter-Strike or anything like that, this is called the spawn point, right? So you'll always go back to the spawn point. Can? Right. Okay. So this is 67. Right now, I'll move on to the later stages. A lot of people screaming for help here. So I'll go to this stage. I'll go to 69 first, right? Okay, let me finish the earlier ones, then we'll go further to 70s. Right, so 69. Now, for this, you need to ask the turtle, you need to step the monkey first, then make the turtle move to the banana, then step, then move, then step, then move, right? So for T in turtles, step monkey needs to step 7, right? So we change the steps to 7, and we see what's wrong with it. Okay, now another thing I forgot to measure is the turtle's movement. So 10, it's only half of it. Then I need to change, I forgot to measure this because I thought 10. Okay, so it's 20, right? So if I do 20, then the monkey will step, will always, the turtles will move, then the monkey will step off the turtles, right? So in this challenge, you're using the turtles as an object, right? So for this, I only got 1 star because I didn't use 4 and distance 2, right? So the actual code should be this, right? Step distance to T, then ask the turtles to move, right? Because I didn't use step distance to the turtle, so I just measured step to 7, step to the turtle, so which is 7, right? So the actual code will be step distance to T, then T step 20. You'll do the same thing, except you'll get 3 stars. All right. Okay, so as you can see, the difference between what I did earlier on and this one is using the commands they want me to use, right? So this is it for 69. Now 70. Okay, 70 is the same thing, right? So it's just a combination of what we have learned for the past 3 days. So monkey step distance to banana, monkey step back, right? So for B in bananas, uh, okay, step distance to B, right? Then how do I make it step back? So we try this first, right? No, cannot use step distance anymore. Okay, yeah, sorry. We still can use step distance, right? But for this one, we put minus B. Let's try this. Okay, so it doesn't work. Okay, doesn't make sense. So we'll use something like that, right? Okay, for this one, this is a joke, so bear with it. Okay, so unicorn is equal step distance to b. So you have to set up a variable for this first, right? After that, we'll step unicorn. I'll change the unicorn. Let's say x. Okay, so step x, step minus x. Okay, so for this, my x will be the distance from monkey to banana, right? So automatically, well, I'm using a variable, so you'll step to the banana, right? Okay, so this is it for number 70. This one is rather tough, and I'll move on to the next one, right? Okay, I'll move on to the next one. I'll cover up to 75, then I'll move backwards, right? So this is 71, right? 71, you want the crocodiles to face one direction. So you can either ask it to face this island or this island, right? So I won't ask it to turn to monkey. I'll ask it to turn to is that banana? Okay, there's no island, so turn to banana, right? Then next one will be, oh sorry, forgot this. Okay, so the crocodiles will turn and face the banana, and I suspect I only get, oh okay, good. Okay, so again, I will ask the crocodiles to turn to the object that I can, or the array that I can find, which is the banana, obviously, because monkey, you can also turn the monkey, but sometimes it doesn't work, right? After that, once they form a bridge, I'll ask the monkey to step to the banana, and that's it. Right? Again, this is it. Okay, 72. Okay, so 72, same thing. I can ask the crocodiles to turn to the banana, to face the banana. So let's do this for C in crocodiles. C. Remember, you must put the object's name. Other than the monkey, you must put an object name. So C turn to banana, right? Now, if I do this, the monkey will fall into the water, right? If I just put step distance to banana, the monkey will fall into the water because the monkey is not facing the banana, right? So what must I do first? I must ask the monkey to turn to banana. Okay, that's it. Right, that's it for this, for 72. Now for 73. Let me finish up to 75, then I'll go backwards, right? Okay, 73, it's the same thing. It's just that there's no hints for you now, right? So what should I do? This one, you need 2 for loops. First one to control the crocodile, the other for the monkey to walk. So first one we'll do is crocodile first. So for C in crocodiles, C turn to islands, right? Now, for I in islands, right? Step to I. Oh, step distance to I, sorry. Then we have turn to I. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so C doesn't work, right? So it should be like that, sorry. Right, so for this one, we need to indicate which island to turn to because there are too many islands. So we need to indicate this island, which is island 0, right? After that, we'll ask the monkey to step on the alligator, which is this, right? And then he'll just, we've done this one before. I forgot which one is it, but we've done this before. So it's using the islands to as a stepping stone, step by step. Okay, again, we need to indicate which one because there are too many islands, right? So we need to indicate which island the crocodile to turn to. So turn to this one. Okay, that's 73. Next one will be 74. Okay, 74 is the same thing. You want the crocodiles to face one direction. So which one do you want it to face? Which is the most common one? The islands or the raft? So for this, I'll use the raft. Okay, for C in crocodiles, again, first one will be turn to raft. Again, C turn to raft, right? Now again, another, right now I need another for loop. So for B in bananas, right? Turn to bananas and step distance to bananas, right? Let's try this out. Okay. Okay, so there's a problem here. So I need it to turn to the raft first, right? So turn to banana, step distance to banana, turn to raft, step distance to raft. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, now it'll work, right? I forgot the raft earlier on because it's a mistake. So again, something like that, right? Okay. So what you need to do is, if you have too many islands, you have to ask the crocodiles to turn to one common object. So the least amount of the objects is the least amount of index. So the raft is the least amount. So turn to the raft, face the raft. After that, use the raft as a launching point or the center point to go and get the bananas, right? This is 74. 75 is the one that is the hardest. Okay. So now a lot of you asking for help for 75. So I'll go to 75. Okay, 75 is a nested loop. That means it is a loop within a loop, right? So for those of you who have done Scratch, if you can note this is a loop itself, right? So for this next one, we need to make a loop which is inside a loop. So what you do is something like that. Okay, you need to make a loop first, a big loop, then you slot the smaller loop into here. So please be careful of the indexes here. This one is very far apart. So first you make a 4 bananas first. So you're looking at the 4 bananas, right? After that, you make another loop, which is for the crocodiles. So what the crocodiles will do, it'll always turn to the bananas, right? But if it turns only once, they only face one, then the next one will not be straight. right? So next one, we have to turn to bananas, which is the monkey, and the monkey will just turn to it. So what happens will be this. Okay. This is the challenging one. Again, when I first did this, it took me forever to learn, right? Forever to figure this out as well. So what you need to do is to control the crocodiles first. Make sure they turn towards the bananas first, right? After that, make the monkeys go. And it must be a loop. This is a loop itself. And then this is a second loop within the loop. That's why it's called nested loop. Okay, so nested loop will be this loop. It'll do this. Then it'll do this here, the second one, which is its original loop. It'll do the first loop first, which is this. Then it'll do the original loop. Then it'll repeat the loop again, and then it'll repeat here until the whole thing is done. Right? It looks very the way I'm dragging it looks a bit messy, but if you can understand this one first. It'll do this loop first. After that, it'll do this loop. It'll do the main loop. Then after that, it'll do the second loop again, and it'll do the main loop again. Right? So again, like that. As you can see, when the monkey moves, the alligators will start moving. Now, why crocodiles will start moving? Why do the crocodiles keep moving? This is a question. Why do the crocodiles, when the first time they'll face here, second time they'll face here, third time they'll face here, right? Reason why they do this is because after the monkey takes this banana, there's no more bananas here. So the alligators will not face this banana anymore. They'll face the second banana, right? And after the monkey takes this, you'll notice that all these crocodiles will face this banana because we're asking it to turn to banana. We're asking it to face the banana, right? Right? So that's 75. Any questions with it? Yeah, okay. Like I said, this one is confusing. When I first learned it, I also had a lot of problems with it. Okay, there are two loops and it's called a nested loop. That means it's a loop within a loop, right? Almost all the students I've taught had this problem. They will put a loop, but the next loop is not. The indents are wrong, so the code will obviously be wrong. Okay, so I'll start helping you all now. The ones you need help is 67. I keep seeing 67. Okay, 67 first. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Yeah. Okay, I'll go back to 67 and I'll help you from there. Okay, for those who have finished 75, please go to your challenges and start doing them. Right, go to the skills mode and start doing. For today and tomorrow, we'll be covering the skills mode. Right, skills mode is more challenging. It comprises of everything you have learned, and they'll just put it inside. Right, so 67 first. Okay, so 67, again, you need to identify the most common place you need to appear in. So the most common place you need to appear here is the raft. Right, so the monkey has to go to the raft, and from the raft, we need to launch to the bananas, right? So for B in bananas, then once I face the raft, I have to step my distance to the raft. Right? So step distance to raft. Right? After that, once I have I've controlled the monkey to step to the raft, I will ask the monkey to turn and face the bananas and get the bananas. So for the next ones, because we already made a loop for the bananas, so for B in bananas, so turn to B. Right? After that, we'll step distance to banana or B. Right? So when I run this, okay, so this is 67. Okay, next one I see is what do I see? 70? Okay, fine. I'll go 70 then. If you're done with 75, you can try the skills mode, right? Skills mode is more difficult and more challenging than what you have right now. So right now I'll go to 70. It's, sorry, this 67, 68. Okay, so this is 70. 70, I've showed you two ways to do it earlier on. One is a 1-star, the other is a 3-star, right? So again, I'll show you the 3-star solution, which is this. Excuse me. I've made a variable, and my variable is called distance to b, right? So this is, I can use this, I can make a number from this, but I don't want to because the numbers are changing. The distance, the values are changing, right? So instead of making a value, instead of x equals 10, I put x equals distance to banana. So automatically you'll go up to the banana even though the values are different, right? So after that, I'll step x, then I'll step minus x, and I'll ask the turtle to move. Now turtle, I don't have to give him a variable because he's only moving 8 steps at a time. The reason why I use a variable for the monkey is because the values are different, right? So this is what will happen. Okay, if you look at my variables here, the values are different. The values are always changing. Okay, so this is for 70. Any questions? Any other questions? 68. Okay. Okay, 68. It's challenging if you don't know what you're doing. Okay, what you need to do is ask the monkey to use the islands as a walkway. So for this, I will use I in islands then. Right? I must make sure my array is the correct spelled correctly. Right? So ask the monkey to always turn to the islands because the islands are not in a straight line, they're curved. And then sometimes the angle is not directly straight. So for turn to islands, they'll face the island first, then it'll move off. Right? I can ask it to move off first, then face the islands. But there's a chance the monkey will fall into the water because he's moving, but the island's on more it's off to one side. Can? Okay, so after that, I will step distance to island. And that's it. So as you can see, the monkey is turning out, is reorientating towards the islands itself. Then once it's out of islands, it'll stop moving. Right? So this is 68. So again, the monkey is following the islands. That's why I'm using an array for this and a for loop for this. Right? 74? Okay. Okay, so 74, I want the crocodiles to point towards the most common object I have. For this one, I needed to point to the raft because there are multiple islands, so I don't want to keep turning towards one island, or I don't want to keep naming the islands, right? So for this, I'll ask the crocodiles to turn towards the raft because the raft has only one. So for this, will be 4C in crocodiles, right? So I'm using C to represent crocodile. So for this, it will be C, which is crocodiles. Then turn to raft. Okay, now this is the first for loop. This is only to control the crocodiles. Control the crocodiles here. So now I need to control the monkey for the monkey to go to the bananas. So I need another for loop. So what I do here is for I, in islands, right? Because the islands will not disappear when the monkey takes the bananas, right? Oh, sorry, for B in bananas. I want the monkey to take the banana, sorry. Okay, so I always ask it to turn to banana, then I'll step distance to banana, right? Now, after this, this only makes the monkey move the banana one time. After that, it will just jump into the water to try to get to the next one. So what I need it to do is to go back to the raft. So next one will be right. So I'm asking it to turn to the raft, face the raft again, then step to it. After that, it'll repeat the turn to bananas and it'll step distance to it. So for this, like that. Right? So 74 is this. Okay, for those who have finished, okay, I saw one, don't understand which one. Please type out which one you don't understand. I saw somebody says don't understand, please repeat. So please type out which challenge you need me to repeat again. Okay, so I'll go back to 71 first. Okay, so for this, I need the crocodiles to point towards an object. So the object can be the island or the banana, right? So to make it easier for you, let's point to the banana because there are two islands. So you don't know which island you want to point to. So we'll point to banana, right? So for this, will be C. Oops, sorry. For C in, I lazy to spell. Crocodiles. Okay. Now, since I'm using C to represent crocodiles, I need to put C here because by default, only the monkey you don't need to put. So turn to banana. Okay. So the crocodiles will turn to banana. So the next one will be my monkey, step distance to banana. Okay. That's it. That's it for 71. So what you're doing is asking the crocodiles to turn to banana. Or you can ask it to turn to the islands, but because there are two islands, so they might not turn to the one you want. For this, they are in a straight line, so they might turn to, but they'll get confused unless you indicate which island you want it to go. Right? So I prefer to turn to the banana because there's only one banana. This do? Okay. Right, which is next? Who else? What else do you need? 72, 73? Okay, 72 then. Okay, 72 is a enhanced version of 71. The problem with this is 71, the monkey was standing in a straight line with the banana. Now the monkey is facing here, facing off to the right, while the banana is below. So what you need to do is ask the monkey to turn to the banana. The code is almost the same. So we need to make a for loop for the crocodiles again. So for C in forget it. Wait, sorry. For C in crocodiles, right? So ask the crocodile to turn to the banana again. Okay, now, once this is done, the crocodiles will face the banana. Now I need the monkey to face the banana first because the monkey is facing off to the right, which is here. So if I ask it to move before facing the banana, which is here, it'll just walk into the water, right? So I need the monkey to face banana. So turn to banana. Then step distance, banana. There. Okay. So if I don't ask the monkey to turn to banana, which I'll remove this line, the monkey will just walk right into the water. Can? Okay, 63. 73, sorry. Okay, 73 is tricky. I've showed you earlier on. Now we want the crocodiles to face the island. But because there are so many islands, we need to ask the crocodile to face one island. So again, we'll make the for loop first. Okay. Okay, so crocodiles. Now, which island do I want the crocodiles to face? Because the monkey is here and the monkey can only go straight. So obviously I want the crocodiles to face here. So if you look carefully, if I click on the island, it says island 0. So I need it to turn to island 0, right? There. Okay. Remember, you must have this bracket here. This will indicate the index or the number of the island, right? So it can go to island, whichever is here, island 6 as well. But the monkey will just drop into the water, right? Okay, so now I need then I need to make a second for loop because I need the monkey to navigate the islands. So okay, now I already have one for the crocodile. Now this is for the islands. So the monkey will navigate the islands. So I always ask it to turn to face the islands first before walking. Because like I said earlier, if you don't face the islands, you might just walk off the edge if you ask it to move first. Okay, so turn to islands. So then we'll ask it to move. Right? So if I run this, okay, so oh sorry, my islands are spelled wrong. Yep, sorry, my islands is spelled wrong. Okay, so here you're using the monkey to using the islands to navigate to the banana, right? Okay, any others? 75 again. Right, 75 is the harder one, so I'll go through 75 again. Okay, so 75, I need to make 2 loops, but this time the 2 loops are not separate from each other. The 2 loops are in, one of the loops is in the other loop. So how do I see this is this. If I take away this, right? If I take away this is a for loop by itself, right? Now, what I need to do is insert another for loop in here. Okay, so hang on. Right, so sorry, forgot what I deleted. Okay, so this is a second for loop, which is inside the first for loop. So it's called a nested loop. And what happens to this is the first loop, this loop will trigger first, then it will trigger the first loop. So this one will go first, the second loop will go first. Then once the second loop is done, then it'll go to the original loop. Then it'll go back again, then it'll go back, right? So what you're doing here is this. Okay, now why are the crocodiles always moving? So the question is why the crocodiles are always moving. So why are they always turning to face the bananas? Because because of code, if the first banana is taken up, they will always face the second banana. Then once the second banana is taken up, they'll turn to face the third banana, right? So then the crocodiles are always moving. they're always shifting the position so that it can make a straight line for you. Right? So this again is a nested loop. This is challenging. And like I said, first time I did, I couldn't do it also. Okay, 74. Okay. Okay, again, 74. I want the crocodiles to face one common object. So the most common object here is the raft. There are other objects here, but then there are 4 of them. So the raft only has one, so I'll ask the crocodiles to face the raft. So I don't have to code so much with it. All right. So for C in crocodiles, so I will turn to raft. So right now, I need another for loop for this because I want it to control the monkey. So and remember, I need to turn towards the bananas as well. So turn to B. Then I need to step distance to B. Now, this will only get me the first banana. After that, the second banana, the monkey will fall in the water and your code will not work anymore. So what you need to do is ask the monkey to go back to the center point, which is a raft, right? So and then ask it to move to the raft, and from there, go to the next banana. Oh, sorry. Okay, I also forgot to put here. I forgot to ask the crocodiles to turn to it. So common mistakes like that happens. Don't blame yourself for it. Just check your codes. Okay, so this is 74. Any other ones you need? 69? Okay, fine. I'll do 69 again, right? Okay, so 69, you're just asking the monkey to move to the turtle and asking the turtle to move, right? So for this, you can use this, but this will only get me 1 star. You can use something like that. Wait, it's not 8 steps, it's 3 steps, I think. Oh, 7, okay. Okay, but it only get me 1 star because I didn't ask it to use step distance too. Oh, sorry. I got disconnected. Sorry. Okay. Let me finish the which one is it? Let me finish 69 again. Then we'll call it a day, right? I'm very sorry. I didn't see that I got disconnected. Okay, so again, what you need to do is make the turtle step to the make the monkey step to the turtle. But instead of just asking it to step the distance, you ask it to step distance to the turtle because you already have a for loop for the turtle, right? So what you do is this. Okay. Okay, so I'll finish one last one, then we'll call it a day. I'll finish 73. Hang on. Okay, so for 73, you want the crocodiles to face a common object. So I can ask the crocodile to face the raft, or I can ask it to face the island. So I prefer it to face the island. So for this, okay. So for this, I don't know if I can click on the raft. I cannot click on the raft, so never mind. Okay, so for this, you must be careful because the islands, there are several islands. So what you want the crocodiles to face is the first island. So make sure your index is correct, right? This is the first island. Then after that, I need the monkey to use the islands to navigate, right? So for I in islands, turn to I, step distance to I. Okay, again, I made a mistake. I forgot to ask the crocodiles to turn to the islands, right? So there. Okay, so this is 73. And if we don't have any more questions, then that's it for today. You're supposed to do until 75 if you can. And tomorrow I'll brief you on the competition rules and we'll continue with the skills mode. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.
Many parents ask us, do I look for coding or robotics program for my child? What is the difference between them? Now our answer to that is very simple. These two are actually the same under the umbrella of computer science and ICT. Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Ho. I'm the founder and CEO of Graphite Academy and we are a coding school for kids. So we started the company because we realized there was a disconnect with what the parents wanted versus what the industry was providing.
Hi, my name is Rena. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Graphite Academy. At Graphite Academy, our mission is to provide students with quality coding education to prepare them for their tertiary education in computer science. Learning from us should provide students with a head start in their computer science education.
To date, Graphite Academy has taught over 120 schools in Singapore, both primary and secondary school, on the topic of coding, programming and robotics. And because of that, we have impacted over 10,000 students in Singapore. What a coding school does is we introduce students to many concepts that are very relevant to our daily lives. Things such as app development, web development, robotics, hardware, AI, AR and VR are all prevalent in our daily lives, but most of us don't know how these things work, how these things function.
Coding is a compulsory enrichment subject in MOE schools starting from primary 4. This is important when students move on to tertiary education as it is a mandatory module for many diploma and degree programs.
Our students also learn skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and even learn how to appreciate the mathematics they've learned in school and apply them in real and relevant concepts.
Intention is just to give him the exposure, and if possible, if he really likes it, is to support him all the way until P6.
Our students have also won awards from competitions such as First Lego League, National Primary Games Creation Competition, National Robotics Competition, and many other competitions as well. And the most recent one was the Coding Olympics 2022, in which we organised it with Science Centre, and our student actually achieved second place out of 800 students in the entire Singapore. We are also a member of the Computer Science Teachers Association of Singapore, which is actually recognised by multiple industry tech titans. Companies like Facebook, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, even Rolls-Royce recognize this as the gold standard of children's education for computer science.
Flying Cape is Singapore's largest online booking and advisory platform for tuition and enrichment classes for children. On the platform, parents can first discover your child's strengths, interests, and learning profiles through validated assessments that we offer. For children 6 to 12 years old, our gamified assessment allows your child to try out a series of challenges while navigating through 8 different islands, each representing a different intelligence. While your child is having fun, parents receive a diagnostic report that provides insights into their unique competencies and learning styles. Based on your child's unique learning profiles, we offer personalized recommendations that help parents customize the best education programs and classes. We also have a best price guarantee promise to ensure that you will always get the best prices with us. Choose from the widest range of education options on the platform, such as trial classes, workshops, holiday programs, learning kits, and more. Earn reward points when you make a booking through us and redeem vouchers and gifts. Always on the lookout for the best education deal? Join our group buy under Edu Hunt, which allows you to snag the best savings on workshops or classes that you're interested in. Simply place a reservation for the class that you are interested in and help spread the word during the time sale period. The more people joining in, the greater the price savings for everyone. Join our community of happy learners now. Check us out at www.flyingcape.com.sg.
Is your child ready to take their coding skills to the next level? Introducing Elite Coder, the groundbreaking certification program brought to you by Singapore Science Centre Global and Mangosteams in partnership with Flying Cape. The program is designed to map a student's mastery of coding at 3 different levels: basic, intermediate, and advanced. Here's why your child should sign up. Elite Coder enhances their coding portfolio, giving them a distinct advantage. Elite Coder evaluates your child's competencies based on the CSTA K-12 Computer Science Standards. Upon completing each assessment level, students will receive a scorecard indicating their level of proficiency. They will also receive an e-certification by Singapore Science Centre Global, recognizing their achievement. But how do students prepare for the assessment? Our authorized training partners will ensure that students receive the best guidance. In the training workshops, our experienced trainers will cover Elite Coder requirements and expectations at each level. They will deep dive into the syllabus and guide students through code writing lessons aiming at solving real-world challenges. So, what are you waiting for? Give your child the opportunity to excel in coding. Find out more at elitecoder.flyingcape.com.sg.
heard about this thing called AI? It's everywhere now. But what exactly is AI? It's our new friend! Hello, Owl!
Hiya, Monkey! Great somersault.
Thanks! Say, I was just telling my friends about AI.
You mean artificial intelligence? That's when a computer learns like you or me.
We use it when we're trying to do amazing things, like pulling off the best somersault of all time.
That's right. The AI we're using at the moment is for pose detection.
That's right. When we program things, we're telling the computer how to do simple things, like climbing a tree.
But if you want to do something really complicated, then we need help from a computer that can learn.
AI helps us do really amazing things, like shopping assistance, organizing data, training employees, and even household chores. You can try out the same AI course on the Code Monkey website and see for yourself how the computer teaches itself.
The computer learns by doing puzzles, just like us.
But that also means that, just like us, AI can sometimes make mistakes. Whoa! I think our AI has a bit more studying to do.
Good thing I know where we can do that. On the Code Monkey website, where there's a game to learn about AI.
Great idea! We'll practice there. But next time,